just checking things out with the market, giving you an update. We also want to show one of our triggers on the Patreon page sometime back had gave us a signal, and I'll show you what we learned there. Just want to give you the examples. $5 for a Patreon. First tier, second tier is only $10. It's really cheap. And then we'll stop that for non-members and go on, continue on with some more market activity. But while we're at it, let's go ahead and dive into the SPX. Let me get my face off the screen. All right, SPX on the daily. We pushed back above the 8 MA. If we close above here, that's really bullish, and it will say exactly what we've been trying to do. We're on wave 5, looking for an A, B. That B might be over at the 20 MA that we tested, and then a C up. Our first level to watch would be 4460 area. The wave 5 has to be an expanding diagonal, has to be longer than the wave 3 if we are correct with what's happening. So that would be our first stop, also the top of the wedge. And if we break above the wedge, then we have our 1618 extension above there. So we'll see what happens with any of those. We keep going higher and we have a whole nother ball game. Something else is happening, but we'll be able to use these different levels as support if we break through those. We have divergence all over the place, so that's why I'm going with this more conservative count. Otherwise, we had 2 more counts that we've gone through over the past couple weeks where we have a 1 2 1 2 or just a 1 2 3 4 and starting a 1 2. Okay, that should be it on this one. We do have some. We're gonna start projecting a little bit when we get to those levels of where we should pull back. It should be, because of the rule of alternation, we should have a pretty relatively narrow or shallow pullback for the larger wave 4. And by narrow, I mean or shallow, we're talking possible 300 points. Okay, but it could go further. We are preparing for it. We mentioned that in Patreon, what kind of hedges we're putting on. And yeah. All right, so let's go over to FLGT. FLGT is in my IRA, also a in-out spread in my in-out spread portfolio that I share with the options guys. The options guys, a free Discord that we're in. We share different trade ideas. We discuss on there different things for different levels of traders. So a lot of camaraderie. But we pointed this out, that this was a 1-2 setup, and we also have an inverse head and shoulder. We broke out of that range. We actually started our trade back at that 618. So we had a huge run, a little bit of a pullback, and now we're pushing off of the neckline, also the 8 MA. And we do have some targets up here. We have a lot more detail in the Patreon, but I just want to show you exactly what we do. Look at that volume. Great volume today. For that follow through, we'll be looking for some more movement later. We're not quite oversold at this point, but we probably will be oversold for a while on a wave 3 push. Okay, so we're not going to get into much more there. Just know that this is what we do in full detail. And I give updates and triggers to those who are in the second tier, so they can be notified when we are right and when we are wrong. That's the most important part, is where your stop is. If we get out of it, and sometimes adjust things or raise our stops so we can capitalize on our gains, put some money in our pocket. Okay, so that's it for non-members. Members,